Alright, I need to figure out am I actually able to do a share screen through this? If I'm able to do this while being live, I will laugh my ass off. And I think we might be able to. Holy shit. For those that are in the PlayStation party with me, join up the share screen. Y'all about to be in for one tonight. Let me get the fuck up out of here before some shit goes down. I'm just waiting for people to get into, well, either the stream or the share screen I have opened up right now. Let's see here. Let me just grab the link of the YouTube stream, and it is party time. Not sure if anyone AFK in this party though, but it should not matter. Alright. Okay, so I'm trying to get word from our executives, well, and our ring crew that the steel cage is being currently finished right now. It was built during the day. Alright, match cars are up and ready. Let me just call up the GMs, let them know cameras are rolling, and it is fucking showtime. How's this? Wait, who got match of the night? Let me see. Damn, nobody got match of the night. That's crazy. So let me just send this link to the group chat that I am in on Twitter, and we are set to go. Just waiting for the green light from our general managers backstage. Alrighty then. Of course, well, our match reviewers, well, not match reviewers, but the people that are going to be getting the match results together are currently here and ready to go. Lights, well, lights and everything are all set up. So let me see here. Oh, well, there goes someone. Anyways, what do we got? Alright. So I'm just waiting to get the green light, and I believe we just got it. So of course we got the people that are getting the match results all ready to go. Lights are, well, the lights are shining. We got a full, well, we have a full, I'm going to say, performance center of raging fans. Tomlin is ready in the back. And I guess we just get this shit popping. Anyways, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to EWL Grid-Lock, streaming to you live from the EWL Performance Center in Hershey, Pennsylvania, which is somewhere where I'm actually born from, but we're not going to get into that. And of course, we are opening up tonight's show with pretty much with two people making their in-ring debuts. Here comes one of them right now. And of course, we know this specific someone have been making waves everywhere he goes, whether it will be the likes of NKPW, in which I have heard that he recently had a match on there, I think against someone known as Vince or something. I have no idea. And no, it's not Vince McMahon, it's someone else that had the name Vince, for those that know. But anyways, we are talking about this man here, and that being Dylan Parker. So of course that we have like a rather sold out crowd here inside of the Performance Center. And I would like to welcome you guys onto commentary. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do want to welcome you guys onto commentary, and that being for, well, Jack. Well, I would welcome you onto commentary. Well, hi, my name is Jackson Smith, and joining right beside me is our EWL Class of 2025 Hall of Famer, Cobra. How's it going, good buddy? Well, it is going good here, and I am excited for the first episode, let alone the debut episode of EWL's Grid-Lock. It is going to be a blast, I know it. Well, we don't have to wait any more longer, because here comes Dylan Parker's opponent, coming straight out of London, England, that being Cameron Kendrick. Now, I wanted to check something here, Jackson. I have heard, well, a lot of good things about this woman here. In fact, she was selected to be, I want to assume, the next leader of British Strong Style after what I want to believe that Piper Clark has stepped down in being the leader. Hell, some say that this woman you see right before your very eyes could be considered the next, or let alone current, ring sergeant. As much as I do want to believe in what you're saying, Cobra, everything that you even just said is 100% true. She could be the next ring. Don't know is how she will be able to attain it, because if she's gonna have to earn even the moniker of being known as the ring sergeant, she will have to defeat, well, the leader of Ace of Montreal, that being Kathy Lucas, who is currently out of action for I don't even want to know how long. Well, we're just hoping not too long, because you have to realize our first pay-per-view within the EWL is technically happening later this month. Well, right, you are, but we're going to go ahead and ignore almost everything we just talked about as we get into our first match, and here we go, as Dylan Parker taking on the so-called ring sergeant, Cameron Kendrick. Well, here at the debut match, and there you see Dylan Parker pushing down Miss Kendrick, well, almost toward the rope. But if there's one thing you have to realize, that, of course, Cameron Kendrick's, well, complete height and size might play a big number, well, into her debut match. But the one thing you have to realize is that, sure, she may be tall and might be able to do some so-called unexpected things inside the ring. You also have the person such as Dylan Parker, who is kind of, I want to assume, a well-collected high flyer in his own right. So, I want to say this could be a match made in heaven or in hell. It does depend. Well, now, if you want to look at it, it's going to be quite different to see how these two would be able to pair up inside the square circle. There was the pumpkin you just saw there. And now, for Dylan Parker, looking to take a small advantage. I don't even know what that move was, but it kind of worked out in his favor. And now, check this out, Jackson. There you see it right there. That is what I'm talking about. Using the middle springboard. Wait a second, cover now. Well, by Cameron Kendrick, but it's a kick out of nothing. You were saying, Cobra, as what I was going to say before we were really interrupted by that roll-up pin. The fact that Dylan Parker, well, pretty much for him having his first match here inside of the EWO, and he already is over with fans. Well, speaking of over with fans, we do have to mention the woman that's pretty much about to deliver a big boot, well, to the face of Parker, getting him onto the outside. You know what? I don't think we should talk about any side objectives. We should talk about, well, the current, and that being this match right here. And I just got worried. We're literally looking up, well, towards the ceiling. There you can see that big-ass, well, steel cage suspended above the ring. That will be used later tonight, as we will see the in-ring debut of Rachel Mako. For those that don't know or have been living under a rock, Rachel Mako decided to make not only her presence, but also her name known. Well, just approximately, I want to assume it was either last night, but, well, yeah, you would be right. It was last night that a shark attack was called inside of EWL's Onslaught. As a matter of fact, inside the parking lot. And we just got word from our medical team that Jay Parker may or may have not suffered like minor injuries. However, they are not too major to the point where it's going to stop her in-ring career. So for Jay Parker, she might be out for a little pay-per-view, as we are hoping. Well, thoughts and prayers to a speedy recovery for Jay. About that now, we need to focus on what's about to happen now for Dylan Parker. Looking to line up what I see a weapon of mass destruction here, going for somewhat of a super kick, connecting onto the big woman, that being for Cameron Kendrick. And I think that was a standing, well, swanton. I could be wrong, but that will only get him, well, a 2 count onto the so-called ring sergeant. Well, yeah, but now for Dylan Parker, it's going to have to pretty much kick on the afterburners to get this done for. anything. So I'm looking here. And I don't even know what the hell just happened, but I want to assume that for Dylan Parker somehow made the ring sergeant tap. I mean, you can't pin her, then you might as well just submit her. You know, that does kind of sound a little bit weird on commentary to say that. I know, which is why I'm not going to say it again for good reasons. But anyways, your winner for an in-ring debut, that goes to Dylan Parker. But pretty much all that out of the way. Oh shit, I accidentally clicked rematch. Oh fuck. Sorry about that, guys. But anyways, who ended up winning with Dylan Parker. Sorry about that, y'all. But anyway, this is what was supposed to happen. Anyway, our next matchup will be for Tempest University, well, against a unlikely duo in the form of Willow and another debuting star. Wow, we're getting like a bunch of debuts here tonight. Well, would that be correct? Yes. Oh, hey, look, I love the university, Jackson. Well, when we're talking about the love of a university, that means for Tempest University, and they decided to bring out their white and black gear. And when we actually have seen, well, we have seen that for a little while, well, during last night's show on Onslaught, which I want to assume was in Los Angeles, California. Yes, the same place that gave birth to almost a lot of great things in sports entertainment. I mean, hell, you have with the LA Lakers, Clippers even, although they're not doing that very well. Hell, they just pretty much have a shit ton of good teams, and maybe some terrible ones, but we're not going to talk about that. But if we're talking about a good team, this is the team you want to enroll in, and that being for Tempest University. Well, what do you have to say about these two coming out? Now, you see, the thing is, I don't know jack shit about this woman because all I know of is that she's been constantly posting cryptic teasers online, but other than that, that's roughly it. And I believe this woman here, it's pretty much almost has the same exact lore, well, as obviously one of my favorite superstars of all time, well, in a rival company, that being Darby Allin. Where you can almost see it in so-called the face paint and the choice of wares that she decided to throw on. Well, now that you're saying it, you actually are kind of right. This woman does kind of give me Darby Allin vibes. But the question is, does she wrestle like him? Well, I don't want to get completely ahead of ourselves in the moment. But rest assured, some bullshit is about to go down. So now I want to assume that would be a woman named Darby already in the ring. But we now have one of the most scariest superstars I ever seen, well, inside of the training facility, if I do say so myself. Hell, even hearing her music sends like chills down my so-called non-existent spine. Cobra, I thought you don't even have a spine after majority of your matches in your whole career. Well, will you be surprised I'm still walking to this very day? Don't ask questions that you don't want to answer to, Jackson. Trust me. You don't need a therapy session. Well, speaking of therapy, I feel like I might need one after this match, or let alone after looking at this entrance, because, like, as you said before, that this woman is fucking scary, let alone maybe even freaky. Yeah, and by freaky, she 100% is. As you pretty much managed to go, I want to say a 3-1 record. Well, pretty much for well, not 3-1, but a 4-1 win-loss record. You have to realize that she managed to somewhat defeat majority of all members, well, of the FBI. However, she ended up, well, falling short into defeating one, and that being Jordan Loco, who we'll be seeing tonight. Well, later on tonight, as I should say. And by later on tonight, as we mentioned in the first match, a woman known as Rachel Mako, but now we're mentioning in the likes of Jordan Loco. Well, as Jordan Loco has made a post on his social media last night regarding to that shark attack in the Onslaught parking lot, saying that, nah, this woman, well, can't just show up here and think she can get away with attacking Jay Parker. So I'll do this. Well, I say that I'll go ahead and challenge Rachel Mako to a fight. And not just no ordinary fight, a cage match. And of course, our general manager, Brittany Turner, well, pretty much was on the premises the second, well, not on the premises, but was online the second when that Jordan Loco made that post on his social media. And in typical Brittany Turner fashion, she decided to make that match official. And that will be happening later on tonight. But currently right now, we have to get to it first. Well, I would have to agree. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, microphone decided to be a bitch for tonight. But of course, as you just see, for Willow made the legal woman against the coach, well, Lori Gabriel. Now, Cobra, I have heard you said, that you said you have a little bit of history with Lori Gabriel. Can you tell me a bit about that? Wow, yes, I can, Jackson. Yes, I do have a little bit of history with Lori Gabriel. Hell, me and her actually went to the same school when we were younger. So you can say we're kind of like childhood friends, but at the same time, not really, because by the time we got into middle school, we ended up having to go to different and separate schools. I don't know which school that Lori Gabriel went, but for me, I stayed in the same school that I was, well, for a little while before I went to a whole different one. So it actually is kind of like a little bit of an emotional moment seeing how much Lori Gabriel had grown since the last time we spoke to each other. It's like she's a whole different person, but at the same time, she still has pretty much the cheeky attitude and let alone pretty much, how do I want to put it, like the voice of a locker room leader. Like, that's the type of woman Lori Gabriel is. And trust me, she's like one of, if not the most kindest human beings I have met, well, in my life. Like, if you need a woman that knows a lot of positivity and knows, well, the good things in sports entertainment, that's the woman you want to talk to. And rest assured, I would say the very same thing, but we need to focus on what the hell is going on in the ring. As for what I wanted to assume that for Jeff trying to attack, well, Darby in the center of the ring, but it's not working to his favor. Well, I think you are a little bit behind, but missing the spear going for Darby. For Jeff, wisely ducking underneath. Not sure what that one of his best ideas, but for damn sure it might just save him from being wheeled out from a stretcher. But now, wait a second. After Jeff trying to lock in an armbar onto, well, Darby as some sort. Wait, do you actually have a name for this woman? Or at least know her first name? Ah, yes, her first name is Nicole Darby. That's her first name. Nicole. You mean Nicole Anderson? No. Oh, wait, no one told you, right? Nicole Anderson retired. Wait, what? Yeah, she retired after she got inducted into the 2025 Hall of Fame. Oh, damn. But do you know what she's doing now? Well, she said after she retired, she might go on to be, well, a trainer for the EWL, training, well, up-and-coming talent that end up showing up into the company. As a matter of fact, believe it or not, Nicole Anderson actually trained, Nicole Darby, who was on the apron. Huh, now that's something you don't see every day. Well, exactly. And who knows, she could probably just make her return as like a manager, which would be kind of cool. Well, I want to assume almost everyone would love to see that happen at some point, but I say never. But now, whatever Lori Gabriel trying to do, trying to target the head of Willow, but instead trying to go for some unique submission hold, but doesn't work out within her favor. Well, so now, Lori Gabriel trying to at least fight back against the spooky girl, as what pretty much most fans of the EWL, well, is now calling her. And I wish someone would not tell me about this, but unfortunately I had to see this online. But someone said that Willow is hot. And it's their words, not mine. Like, I don't know what the hell is going through people's minds. Well, and people would define Willow being sexy. She is the fucking opposite. And the same thing applies to Nicole Darby. Although I would want to assume that for Darby being so-called Willow's student, there's a cutter from Jeff Tyler. Covered out by Jeff, but Nicole would be the one to break up the pin for technically her mentor in this state. But now, prayer for Jeff Tyler. Well, might be in a little bit of trouble. There's the twisting cutter of Willow. And now, look, if there's one thing that we need to know about this woman known as Willow, she is very dangerous if provoked. Sure, that one loss from Jordan Loca might have just been like a fluke. But as she said, that no more distractions, she's gonna have to lock in. And now, Nicole Darby already in the ring, massive big Jeff. I think he might just kicked his head off his shoulder. But now, for Darby, now just lifting Jeff Tyler up with amazing strength and going for the graveyard shift. It what Darby called it, but however, for Lori Gabriel managed to somehow, some way break up the pin. I don't even want to know how that's even possible. But now there's need to the midsection, and now for Darby, pretty much going for almost like some unique pump handle slam or some sort. Now, of course, very little to none of training, as you have to realize that she had to have time to hone her skills inside the ring, so Lord knows what she could be truly capable of. But currently, as of right now, from what most people are saying backstage, Nicole Darby is the type of wrestler that pretty much can't do jack shit, but then the bell rings and she's like a whole different human being. But now, wait a second, after Willow! Well, Willow's curse, I thought I never got to see, well, I never thought we would see the day that Willow unleashes the Willow's curse onto Lori Gabriel yet again. Like, hell, that move, the way that's executed is a thing of beauty. Well, right you are, and now, I guess off Darby trying to request a hot tag of Willow, covered now by Lori Gabriel as a kick out at 1. But so far, Lori Gabriel realizing that she's probably going to have to figure out some way, somehow, to put away Willow, and now there's a snapmare, and pretty much, I wanted to do like a running blockbuster by Jeff, and just saw Willow trying to turn her attention to Lori Gabriel, but not realizing that Jeff is directly behind her. But the hot tag is made successful. Nicole Darby back inside the ring as you just see that the ref is trying to hold the two back, not letting any illegal damage happen inside the ring, but that's not going to matter because these two want to fight. So now, for Nicole Darby, pretty much facing off in the center, or maybe not, for a running blockbuster onto the head of Jeff Tyler here. Now, I will say this, I don't know roughly jack shit on what Jeff Tyler is capable of as a single competitor. But wait a second now for Nicole Darby going again for another graveyard shift. And there you see pretty much Willow just saying nice execution, but a running drop kick will finishes off or at least breaks up the pin. Well, some way. So now, tag made for both Darby and Willow. So far, it's not going well, but now, for Jeff trying to go for like a bridge pin, and to kick out, I want to say 2.8 seconds for Jeff, trying to at least regain a little bit of stamina within him. I know he had to be tired of shit after using the move. But now, for Jeff, immediately wasting no time going off the top rope for a moonsault cover. But here comes Darby to break the pin. After Darby trying to get to the safe zone, but going out on the apron. Jeff, rightfully so, being pissed off at the fact that the pin was broken up. So now, tag made, and here comes the coach, Lori Gabriel, looking to try and finish off the match in any way she sees fit. I also want to assume that we do have a few people from EWL, let alone XWA's past, in the crowd, which we will mention directly after this match, covered now by Lori Gabriel. But it's a 2 count. I will want to say that there is one woman that's from, not Performance Center, but from the training facility, that pretty much is in the crowd, and that being a Hollywood actress, being Vanessa Jones. And we have to cut back to in ring, and now for Lori Gabriel looking to take flight. And you can just hear people literally chanting Tempest University. And I guess it might just work out in their favor. Covered now by Lori Gabriel to secure the win. But it's a near fall. So far, not so very good. Well, for Miss Gabriel, but she's going to give it her absolute all. Not letting this match go to waste. And for a surprising clothesline connecting to the neck of Willow. My goodness. Well, my goodness is right. But in this type of scenario. But now, that for Lori Gabriel not wasting so-called any precious time. But now, just wants Willow to get up. And there's the axe kick directly to the back. Well, actually, you see, Willow's win-loss record is like 4-1, or shall I say 4-2. So you have to remember, how do I want to put it? She managed to defeat a bunch of opponents and everything. But now ignoring that, after Tempest University has now got the win, or at least, so-called, so far. And pretty much as for Jeff Taylor, not Taylor, but Jeff Tyler, pretty much asking for a little bit of time, as he requesting a microphone, of some sort. Or how do I want to put this? I think I lied, that he not requesting for a microphone. But pretty much he's going out into the crowd and pretty much just holding up a crowd sign saying Tempest University is the best university. So now as we move on, wait a second. What the hell? We're looking through backstage. And what the hell is Parker doing here? She's already in her gear and everything. Why the hell is Jay Parker already in her gear? Well, it is like she's looking for a fight. I'm not sure if this is a good idea for her, considering the fact of the attack from last night. I don't even know if she's even 100%. Well, but I guess well, the security team, even the GM, decided to give Jay Parker the go-ahead for this matchup. I'm not even sure if this is even a good idea to begin with. Wrestling while potentially injured. But I guess, well, whatever works. And here comes Jay Parker, which I have a feeling was reported last night in the medical center of, well, Onslaught, saying that, well, Jay Parker has suffered, well, pretty much she has suffered like a cracked rib. Well, not cracked rib, but she has suffered, well, not suffered, but sustained a few minor injuries, well, during that parking lot brawl. However, it won't be enough to keep her out of action, well, for a foreseeable future. Now, the estimated time of her pretty much coming back to the ring is at a standstill, but I guess we just got our answer after Jay Parker pretty much saying that I am not heading back home and missing out on a fight on the debut episode of Grid-Lock, because that's what I'm mainly here for. Well, let's just hope Jay Parker will be on her word, as she will have to go up against the Muscle, Taylor Hugo. And which, not only that, we have also seen her, well, not yesterday, but pretty much we don't see her last night in Los Angeles, California, in that, well, fatal 4-way against Willow, Jessie Dawn, and I want to assume Kronos. Well, I think it was last night. I could be wrong. It was either that or was it last week that she made her so-called EWL, well, in-ring appearance. So you see, this woman is as dominant as you could get. And some say that this woman is not Jennifer Loco, but for Jordan Loco's, well, girlfriend of some sort. So I have a feeling that for Jordan Loco watching this match, well, very closely. Here we go, almost off rip. That for Jay Parker going for a running knee. Now, I want to assume that pretty much he has to sustain like, well, minor injuries towards the back of Jay Parker, but I guess she's probably still fine as of right now and trying to start off the match quick. Now, granted that Jay Parker's back might be in complete shambles, well, only Taylor Hugo has to do is pretty much just target the back. Well, pretty much it will be the upper or lower back of Jay Parker if she wants to put her down. And granted, like, Parker is not even 100%. So I don't know why is he doing this match. So it's just, I don't even know. So I guess the show must go on here with the Grid-Lock. So far, everything was slightly going well here for what you kind of what you expect for a woman not to be at 100%. They're getting dogged. Go outside next to the commentary table and into the steel steps. Pretty much that will either rupture the gut and rib cage simultaneously. Because Jay Parker could be thrown to the side. And now for Taylor Hugo, look at the fly. She's not going to be able to make it. But with that type of range, because mind you, that woman is not a high flyer at all. I don't know what the hell not Willow, but Taylor Hugo was even thinking with that move, but you might think she could be able to nail her opponent from afar, but I wouldn't take any second chances. So now, Taylor Hugo lifting up Jay Parker, landing her, I want to see chest first into the top row, but now As I said before, the only thing you have to target for prayers is the upper or lower back. Well, if Jay, in order to put her out, well, for possibly the foreseeable future. And Jay Parker immediately getting back up, not willing to give up whatsoever. And now it'll run forward, but now just hung upside down onto the rope. Not sure that's how she wants to go. She managed to free herself quick. That's Jay Parker. You have to realize that she technically is the first woman to take, well, to somehow, some way, will put Rachel Macko onto the ground, or at least put her down for the count. Well, but the question is, did she stay down? I don't know, but it was covered by Taylor Hugo with a kick out of 2. Okay, Jackson, I gotta ask you something. Like, why would anyone in the damn world want to come out, although they know damn well that they're not 100%? Granted, I understand you don't want to miss a match and potentially get that bag, but look, it's not a good idea to go out there while on the verge of pretty much of your career ending. Well, not career ending, but while pretty much being held, well, by duct tape and a prayer. Well, you would be right there, Cobra. It's not a good idea, but I guess Jay Parker somehow attempting to make it work in her best effort, or at least with the availability, well, of her own strength. Well, I would have to agree on that, because just one heavy blow to the back of Jay Parker will just put her down for the count immediately. And let's just hope it won't be all that bad. Hell, even landing like on the top of the spine could probably do like some worse damage, well, towards the back, because the whole spine that got nearly ruptured last night due to landing on the pavement repetitively. But now, the Taylor Hugo trying to get, well, Jay Parker back up to her feet, and it's dead for Taylor. So they just want to lure Jay Parker close, but not sure if it's working out for her, but a heavy lariat, pretty much turning Jay Parker inside out. Now, for Taylor Hugo, realizing that she has targets locked, now trying to lock up the left arm. To turn herself into somewhat of a heat-seeking missile to the corner with that running, well, pretty much with that running knee straight to the corner. But now, look at her arm and slam her down with that heavy spine buster directly onto the back. I might put away Jay Parker, and it does, in the center of the ring. Oh man. Pretty much after Taylor Hugo someone just put down Jay Parker with just no problem at all. But now for our next match, it pretty much would be with an in-ring televised debut, Crystal Harvey. Now, Cobra, would you care to imply? Why, yes, I would care to imply that pretty much for Crystal Harvey, pretty much she said that she may be small, but she packs one hell of a punch. And we might see that we'll hear the second the bell rings. Now, there is one thing about Crystal Harvey, but a lot of people have been making jokes about her online, well, on social media, really saying that Crystal Harvey is not 5 foot, she's fun size. Hell, she might even get the bite size at this rate. Which is kind of funny when you think about exactly how tall Crystal Harvey really is. Don't tell her I said that though. You know she can hear you, right? Shit. What the hell? Weird that's not the right music, but I guess it kind of works because here comes a member of the media outcast in the form of Diana Holmes. I'm not sure if that theme even belonged to her because, well, we know what that theme is associated with, and that being the SWAT team, in which I did get word that they are not in the building tonight, thankfully. I'd like to hope it stays that way. Well, I wouldn't, if I were you, I would not jinx it. Well, I will suggest you may be right. Pretty much a now for Diana Holmes. Pretty much loading up the finger gun, target acquired, and pull the trigger. Diana Holmes ready to take down her target for here inside of the performance center. You can get your chance at EWL here. Here we go. Diana Holmes almost off rip, going for like a float over Liger bomb, and there you see her holding on to her lower back. Realize that's not a good way for her to land. Pretty much starting off the match with a somewhat of a float over Liger bomb. Not sure that's a good way to start out the match, but whatever works in your arsenal to put down your opponent quick, it may just work. But you have to realize that for Crystal Harvey, well, pretty much for her, she does believe in the good times and the good positive vibes. She's also a party girl, well, believe it or not. She does love going out partying and dancing. But I'm not sure if it's the type of dancing that I don't even want to know can I even say on commentary. Cobra, I have the distinct feeling I know exactly what you're talking about. Final question, does that type of dancing involve a pole? No, it doesn't. It involves... Oh, God, I don't even want to fucking say it, because I'm already thinking about it, but I'm not even going to say it. Shit. How can I say this without pretty much getting myself being kicked off of commentary? Fuck. Okay, I got it. You know, pretty much in dancing, there is a guy and a girl, and they almost dance almost simultaneously and stuff. One woman up front and a guy in the back. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about, Cobra. Yeah, that type of dancing. That's what Crystal Harvey loves doing. So when I mentioned she is small to pass the punch, not only she does do that in ring, but she does it outside of the ring in form of her dance skills. I just saw Diana Holmes looking at me just saying it's time. I'm kind of going for like 5 minutes carry slam, but now Diana Holmes kind of looking, gonna take aim and fire after the outcast kick connecting to the side of the face. And Crystal Harvey looking to get a pinfall victory, and that's all she wrote. Jackson, did we just win this a squash match? I believe we have. So yeah, Diana Holmes just sent Crystal Harvey packing, and not even like 5 minutes into the match. But dear God. But now, with all of that out of the way, I just got word it's time for a little bit of flippy shit happening inside of the ring in just momentarily. Yeah, people like Amelia Phoenix, Megan Page, and La Huracan all going one-on-one inside of this very ring. I think it's going to be a little bit confusing to call this a match here, Cobra. Well, we're going to try our very best because as a fan of flippy shit myself, hell, you can even look at you can literally look at my brother Impulse that's on No Limits and Onslaught. He be doing this type of shit on the daily. And now we're about to see the women get their fair share of doing so as well. This is about to be a fucking movie to watch here tonight. Now, Cobra, let's just hope you don't fucking spaz out with seeing Megan Page, the former Girl Dynamite. Yeah, let's just hope so. But thankfully, I am wearing aviator glasses inside of a fucking arena. Dude, you know we're not outside. You have to take those glasses off. No, I'd rather keep them on because I look cool wearing them. Okay, what do you say? And I don't even know what the hell the cameraman doing, but why the fuck is he zooming in on the ass? Bruh. You're definitely not getting your fucking paycheck tonight from what it looks to be. And you know what, Cobra? I will have to agree with you on that comment. And like, seriously, the cameraman must be hired from AEW to get all these questionable camera shots, if I was to say. Yeah, don't think we noticed. But hey, at least we don't have to worry about that now. Almost definitely, because now it's time for, I want to assume, one of the best women's high flyers, well, in the division. Wait, did the power just run off on accident? Well, not really, because here comes almost everyone's favorite female high flyer. As a matter of fact, was based off of a bumblebee of some sort. That being Amelia Phoenix. I'm not sure what she based off of a bumblebee, but I know damn sure that she is based off of a killer wasp. Speaking of bumblebee, Jackson, you ever heard of a wrestler known by B. Barrett? B. Barrett? Oh, you're talking about the woman that had the whole bumblebee gimmick. Yeah, her. I was thinking that at some point later in the future, we could have her be a part of, well, this industry. And it's actually, as a matter of fact, it is kind of cool to really see, like, someone that's out there with a bumblebee type gimmick. And yes, she does make a bee puns, which is even better. Well, I don't know. You're gonna have to run that idea to Brittany Turner. See if she could possibly make that happen. Hell, maybe even for like a one-night appearance. To be honest with you, I'll be down for her to make a one-night appearance. It would be awesome. Yeah, but ignoring that, here comes, from what I've heard online and backstage, Amelia Phoenix's sister, that being La Huracan. Well, she is called La Huracan, but do we happen to know her real name besides that? Well, I want to assume, judging from rumors of social media, well, she is known as Harley Phoenix. But that was before she ended up donning the mask. But now, with the mask on tight, she is known as La Huracan. And I'm not sure have you noticed yet, but you ever take a chance to look at La Huracan and think, wait, isn't that just Crystal Harvey in a Lucha mask? Well, holy shit, you might actually be right. You're actually not fucking wrong, Cobra. They actually do look kind of alike. To be honest, I wouldn't even be surprised if Crystal Harvey, well, is actually revealed to be La Huracan this whole time. But then again, we just saw her just get, well, dropped by Diana Holmes in the previous match. So it wouldn't even make sense. True. But anyway, we are looking for some high-flying action here. It's a Hurricane from Megan Page putting down Hurricane. But now, the Megan Page kind of go off the middle rope into somewhat of a tornado DDT. And now Hurricane looking to take small advantage onto her sister with a running dropkick. And now Megan Page looking to capitalize on the situation, trying to poke the eyes out of Hurricane. It's triple threat rules, meaning no disqualification. After Amelia Phoenix bringing in a kendo stick into the equation, trying to at least somewhat save her sister from being whacked into the back with a kendo stick. Half of that rhymed, by the way. With what intention? Jackson, your headset fell off. Oh shit, really? Alright, do I have it back on now? Yep, you have it back on. Good. Anyway, after Huracan bringing in a steel chair, look at this. Oh no. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be part of the plan, but hitting for her sister in the head with that steel chair. Not sure what that's supposed to be part of the plan, but I guess it kind of worked. Almost, I think. But now for Huracan pretty much being hung up to dry here. Now for Amelia Phoenix, going for a series of few chops and maybe a few kicks. Now we try to wrap the arm behind the Megan Page and go for a Russian leg sweep. Go on to Megan Page and now being thrown across the side. I'm not sure if it's a good idea. Got for Amelia Phoenix trying to feel the energy of the crowd here in Hershey, Pennsylvania, inside of the Performance Center. Somewhat sold out here. And as I did get word, well, I did get somewhat of a little bit of word that potentially Ewl Grid-Lock might be going on the road or not. So that's for Amelia Phoenix just trying to pretty much shake everything out. So a bit of a wheelbarrow suplex, almost would have been a wheelbarrow DDT from Amelia Phoenix. Now granted, this is the first time that both siblings have fought each other in ring. But of course, then you want to have to add Megan Page into the mix. And now, speaking of which, for Megan Page, looking to set up pretty much her own variant of the 619, that being the 519, connecting onto Amelia Phoenix. After Huracan, but now go for a pinfall attempt. However, Megan Page looking to break up the pin at 2, what could have been 3. After Huracan pinning her own sister to leave out of the ring with a victory. So now for Megan Page going for a Rod Way take a roll-up pin by Phoenix, but here comes Huracan trying to break up the pin. Now, as I'm looking through the history between both Phoenix and Huracan, these two luchadors are pretty much are the two halves of the Lucha sisters. Well, back in Mexico and Japan. That is right. Both women have actually been part of the tag team known as the Lucha Sisters. And they're just almost as well collected as the media outcast, believe it or not. Well, I mean, you are 100% right on that statement. So now, pretty much for Amelia Phoenix, they're pretty much roaring out the crowd. Now they're at least trying to help her sister back up. Or at least trying to use her as a bit of a weapon to try and get her out of the way. Megan Page and Amelia Phoenix is taking a small second here. But here comes Huracan with a flying clothesline, taking down Megan Page temporarily. And now the Huracan all fired up, and I would assume so, but the kendo stick directly onto the back. But now for Huracan, the nose throwing it like nothing, just slamming her onto the debris. This is just sheer insanity going on the outside of the ring. And granted, there's no count out because it is a triple threat. Then these boys can just tie on the outside for the majority of the match, but there's a massive drop kick. From, how about one place? I assume from Amelia Phoenix. Now for Amelia throwing her sister inside the ring, now grabbing the hair of Megan Page, trying to get her inside the ring as well, because they do realize that pretty much all three of them have to be back inside the ring if they want to at least get a pinfall victory. So now as for Huracan trying to pretty much do whatever it takes, and now Amelia Phoenix on the top rope, here she comes, pretty much trying to go for a diving, pretty much I want to say like some sort of like a seated senton of some sort, but it doesn't work. However, Amelia Phoenix is still back on top. Her looking to try and take care of business in the likes of Megan Page. But that doesn't work. It's Amelia being slammed directly on top of the chair. Oricon pulling out. And pulling out the candlestick of some sort. And now, Hurricane pretty much trying to do something here. Amelia Phoenix all hyped up, and now making it pick up. Hurricane go for the Rock driver and get the pin. However, Megan Page was there to break things up. Realized that for Megan to take small advantages for a big reward. However, for Amelia Phoenix, not looking to take anything out of it. And then the shoulder tackle onto the outside for La Hurricane. Now having the baseball bat in hand. That's for Amelia Phoenix. She's trying to do almost everything within her power, but there is European uppercut to the back of the head. Phoenix will fire it up now. There's a feeling the rush from the crowd. Now, Amelia Phoenix on top. Look out, Hurricane! The famous at the Phoenix younger sister. When the younger sister of, well, pretty much the team going after him, but there's the running drop kick of Megan Page. And now for Megan, wanting La Hurricane to get herself back up to her feet. That doesn't work in her favor. Now for La Hurricane, now has pretty much the Phoenix up, laying her down. Trying to go for one of the Hurricane stretch or some sort. I think Amelia Phoenix might be down for the count here. So it's just only Hurricane and Page. Now we get her up and slamming her down on a massive backbreaker. Covered now by Hurricane. There's a kick out by Megan Page. And now we're seeing Amelia Phoenix getting herself back up and entering back into the battlefield. Hurricane now going for the Hurricane stretch, as you just see Amelia only watching on from afar. The submission has to be broken up, and now for both sisters looking to face off against each other. Well, yet again, and now off the middle rope for a disaster kick. No one's home. Well, a counter kick for Megan Page, and the tornado DDT ends up connecting. You can just hear this place just erupting. Now for Megan Page, climbing up onto the top rope, looking to fly with some like axe handle of some sort. They're not going to work. Hurricane bomb, or the typhoon bomb, won by Hurricane. And Megan Page trying to utilize that top rope to a better advantage. Now for Hurricane, going for the typhoon bomb yet again, but only realizing giving an open window to Megan Page with a snap DDT. And now it's hit to the midsection. Now for Megan Page, pretty much going for the Page. They're pretty much going for the Page spin. And now Megan Page looking to fly, but not sure that's a good idea. After Amelia Phoenix gets throwing Megan Page directly on top of Hurricane. And now Hurricane realized that she had the open opportunity to put away her own sister as she let her guard down out of worst way possible. Trying to go for the Hurricane stretch, but The submission has to be called off too soon. There's the baseball bat connected to the face of Huracan. Well, covered now by Page. And Megan Page will get yet again another victory. So pretty much after getting word, after getting word with him earlier on tonight, where he said that he wanted to fight the Samoan Gorilla, and that being Amir Fatu. Not sure if that's a good idea for Corey Porter, as of yesterday, for Corey Porter going through some personal things. So we do wish Corey to be able to get over those personal issues. Match at hand. And here comes the Samoan Gorilla himself, Amir Fatu. And a lot of people are constantly cheering for Fatu's name. The last time we seen him was he would just straight up jacked at this weight. And now, after Amir Fatu decided to loosen up, pretty much decided to loosen up the dreadlocks and grow out his hair a little more to really look like a complete, so-called major threat within the men's division of the EWL. They see that Amir does have the black out with a collar around his neck, but had to be taken off before the match. And here comes Corey Porter. After Corey Porter sliding himself into the ring, and he never pretty much fought up against Amir Fatu, so he does not know exactly what to expect. So pretty much from a man that should have been known as Tribal Chief, well, in a different promotion. Now, now for Corey Porter, ready to get to work. And here we go here. Get the matchup for Corey. Trying to do a little bit of chain wrestling onto Amir. But there is one thing to note about Amir. He's not going to make it easy for a bit of test of strength. For Amir, trying to snap the neck of Corey Porter, or at least trying to work on the neck of him, and dared the heavy knee to upper back and a moonsault connection. Covered out by Corey Porter, trying to end this match almost quickly, but you realize you can't hang both of your feet onto the middle rope. It just don't work. This might be pretty much a fast-paced match here. Well, granted on how these men want to do it. for what I do want to say here that for quarter try to absolute best to defeat the gorilla or the Samoan gorilla himself, Amir. Because you have to realize that this man for Amir does not know absolute defeat. He only knows how to win. And for a massive cross by the big man. Himself, but now covered out by Amir. And immediate kick out by Corey Porter. So far, that's for Corey. Was highlighted by Katana. They just saw a roundhouse kick. Well, a failed roundhouse kick by Amir, and now cover by Corey. And for kick out 1. So far, not going very good here for him. Pretty much, not predict, but pretty much judge the predictability of Corey Porter. Yeah, you have a little bit of problem saying that, do you, Jackson? Well, yeah. Now you see, I have fought up against Amir Fatu before at a live event, and just to tell you, that man is not human. Well, he really said that he wants to bench press, or he can actually bench press, 2 people simultaneously. Like, bro is not fucking, human. Well, not only he can bench press 2 people, but he can also, somewhat lift up a whole car and flip it. Unlike some Braun Strowman type shit. Well, I'll be damned. Like, I mean, we're just looking at pretty much a man that you see that for Amir Fatu, I wouldn't even fucking blame you that he can probably pull some shit like that off. Like, all the muscles on him, those are real, and those are not with the use of steroids. He went through legitimate, his body went through legitimate hell just to get that true, pretty much just to get that true conqueror's physique. And he actually did want his workout routine. He did post it on social media. Wait, did he actually really? I think so. I'm looking here. Currently right now, there's some shit coming down. Now covered now by Corey Porter to put away Amir Fatu and Nessa. What's it? Cobra? Your phone's vibrating on this desk. Wait, really? What is it? What the hell? What about my phone glitching out? Oh no, I thought we had good internet here. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me pause this little video that's playing on my phone. Okay, it says, you thought I was dead. Watch your back. Huh? What that's supposed to mean? Wait a minute, I just got a notification on my phone too from like unknown callers. Wait, it's a fucking song link to titled Dead by Tyler the Creator. What the? Okay, some tell me that some bullshit is going down. You think this could be Impulse's doing? No, Impulse is smarter than this. True. Wait, what about Aiden Bailey? We haven't seen him in the ring in a while ever since he lost the belt to Braxton Blanchard. True. Well, we already are getting into our next match between Creed versus Crawford. And Creed and offering a little side of respect. Well, I guess Crawford. But I guess we do got a bit of respect between the two. But here we go here for. I'm looking at it. Yeah, we're looking at it here. Oh shit, this is our co-main event. That's our co-main event. That being, well, our co-main event being actually, but not actually, but praying for Alexa Creed taking on Emily Crawford. Speaking of Ashley, wait, you think the person that sent these video links and the cryptic text messages could be Ashley Cruz? I haven't seen her in a while. I mean, when you put it like that, I mean, like the song lyrics are in green, so you could be right. Okay. I know this might sound insane, but hear me out on this one, Jackson. What do you think these teasers are probably a tease to Triple M of Money Making Matt? Well, didn't he say like he left for the XWA? Well, for finance reasons. Wait, he did? Wait, you don't remember the fact that Money Making Matt left this company? What? How did he left the company? Well, apparently him and the owner have a bit of bad blood with each other, and they could never get on the same page. Like, for him, he never wanted to put people over. You know where this is going, right? Yeah. So you finna tell me Matthew got fired? Yeah, precisely. Oh damn. I'm definitely out of the loop. Well, what the fuck do we do now? I will find no. Now, Alexa Creed now going for a kick in the midsection. If he calls this the Creed Slam of Alexa Creed, having Crawford fold up like a complete omelet, and Alexa Creed will put Crawford away.
Here is your winner, Alexa Creed!
And now the lesser Kree ends up taking the win. What the fuck going on with the Titantron? What the hell? That's not Exile's logo, is it? Like, what is up with this? Oh, you wanna know what's up? The sky. The water is blue. And everything. Don't you think we might be getting blue balled here? What made you think that? I don't know. Maybe someone could be playing a fucking prank or someone might have fell in the production truck. I don't fucking know. Well, if someone did fell in the production truck, that would be kind of fucking funny to think about. Yeah, it would be. But, regarding that, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our main event of the evening. And it was made official by Brittany Turner that we're calling this match, I kid you not, a shark cage match. And now, let's go down to our ring announcer where we will see this cage being lowered. I see fins in the water. That could only mean one thing. It's a shark!
The following contest is a steel cage match. Making her way to the ring from Kona, Hawaii, Rachel
Of course, a lot of those things are slightly known about Rachel Macro. She decided to make her presence and name known. Well, inside a parking lot, of EWL Ocelot, all the way out in Los Angeles, California, for some crazy ass reason. Pretty much attacking Jay Parker in an attempt to put her on the shelf, although she ended up somehow managed to fall short and was defeated by the former Supernova. Well, but if there's one thing that we know about Mako, she will not stay down for long. So now, after one plane flight, to Pennsylvania later, she is now here in front of a live audience, in which she hopes she doesn't go after this match, as she's looking to go after her next victim, and that being Jordan Loco. He made a call out on social media saying that he's willing to chase down this so-called Shark Girl in favor for Jay Parker. Now, that is a gentleman right there. But there is one thing you should know. Do not underestimate Mako's strength. Now outside of the ring. Here comes Jordan Loco, or wherever the fuck he is. Like, anyone know where Jordan Loco is? I have no idea. It's too fucking dark in this arena. Oh shit! Well, there he is. Let me guess, that pyro scared you? That pyro meant to scare you, Jackson. Now did it? Well, yes. But anyways, regardless of the damn shit scared out of me, here comes Jordan Loco, knowing how to make his entrance with a bang. Now, of course, as he was heading into Gorilla, he was saying, now why the hell is he doing this? Well, he's doing it for the love of the damn game. Now for Jordan Loco, about to be locked inside of a cage with an apex predator, and that being Rachel Mako, or known by her given name, the Land Shark. And pretty much, as you now see the cage being lowered, well, we're now being lowered. And here we go for the Sharks cage match in our main event. And we're going to have to go into the camera inside of the very cage. Now for Gordon Loco, lifting up Rachel Mako, looking to try and powerbomb her into the mat. Well, of some sort. Now, there is one thing. Granted, you are trapped in this very cage. And there's kind of like a few ways to win this match. You can win the match by pinfall or count out. Or you can win the match by simply climbing up the cage and crawling out on the other side. And what you're seeing from Rachel Mako now, another way to win is by simply leaving the cage. I believe in doing so, and leaving the cage will forfeit the match. So for Jordan, try to give pretty much one hell of a fight, well, to Rachel Mako, well, of some sort. For Jordan, he said he's seeing blood, but now going for an impressive moonsault, laying directly onto Mako. Now, pretty much out for Jordan, having to keep the pressure on. But pretty much, he said that he owed Jake Parker a favor, and that favor was to put away, well, that favor was an attempt to put away with Jordan Loco. Covered, well, pretty much that's all covered by Jordan, but it's only a one count. Now, mind you, pinfalls are going to take longer inside of a steel cage. So that's the one thing you need to know about. But now here comes Mako, now putting in a little bit of offense, well, for herself. And now off the top rope for an impressive moonsault, but missed the target by an edge. Now for Jordan Loco, looking to take a little bit of small advantage, pedigree onto the head of Mako. Cover. And to take that at one. Now, granted, although both of these superstars are trapped inside of the cage, they can use this cage to their advantage. As this whole cage can be used as a weapon. Covered now by Jordan Loco again. An immediate kick out at 2 by Rachel Mako. Now for Jordan Loco, not trying to waste any more time, trying to put away. Trying to actually attempt to defeat the so-called Land Sharks. But you have to remember that technically Jordan Loco had faced Jessica before in terms of fighting Willow and managed to pull a upset at the center. But now trying to bounce himself onto the ropes and going for somewhat of a drop kick. And pretty much seeing here, and I don't know what the hell Jordan Loco trying to do, but you're looking to try and escape the cage. You can't handle the heat. Get the fuck out of the kitchen, but make sure that the shark doesn't follow you. Well, now for Jordan, trying his absolute hardest, trying to escape the cage, but only to be somewhat dragged back in, well, by Rachel Mako. What you saying? You get your ass back inside of this cage now. Well, she said, you want a cage fight? Fine, I'll give you one. Now we transition back inside the cage, and now for Rachel Mako, trying to lure her prey into sight. Go for a massive crossbody, and it connects. Rachel recovered now by Rachel Mako. It's a kick out at 1. It is not going so great. Well, for pretty much both competitors, because one of them can leave in a body bag, or even worse, there's the Operation Loco. Well, pretty much did the Operation Loco onto Mako, but now Jordan Loco looking to take flight, but missing the target almost indefinitely. Rachel Mako realized that he could have a weakness, and that is the frog splash that he does. And now Rachel Mako, oh, never mind, but now for Rachel, trying to take at least a small advantage, trying to leave the cage, but instead has second thought, and going back to go for the kill. Well, it's some sort, and now for Mako. I see a shark in the water. I think it's time for a shark attack! What a shark attack! Connects onto Jordan Loco. He might be out cold. Cover. And that was a 1 count? What? Someone must be pulling on my damn leg here, but for damn sure, I want to put somebody out cold. Now coming out again, but by Mako, and it's still a 1 count. Now Mako pretty much trying to figure out that she had no time to waste. And now realize going for the high tide. What a high tide connects onto Jordan Loco. Cover. And that will only grant her a 2 count. Like, what more? Or how much more abuse can Jordan Loco end up taking? But now, for Rachel Mako looking to try and take flight with that moonsault, but it doesn't work. And now, for Jordan, looking to take high risk, high reward for himself. Pretty much with an impressive cutter, if I do say so myself. But now, for Jordan, trying to go for a curb stomp. Curb stomp connects directly onto Rachel Mako. But now, I like to look at Jordan Loco 9 trying to go for a 5-star frog splash and a connect. Cover now onto Rachel Mako. And Jordan managed to defeat the land shark. And here's your winner of the Shark Cage match, Jordan Loco. And Jordan Loco would take the win here and will end up taking the easy win here tonight inside of a shark cage. I guess he might as well get to live to tell the tale of his friends, family, brothers, and sisters. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are Jackson Smith, and I am Cobra, and this has been EWL's Grid-Lock. Well, this has been EWL's Grid-Lock. Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next Saturday for an all-new episode. Take care, everybody. Well, wait, what the fuck happened to the Tron this time? Uh-oh. What the hell is happening to the Tron? Cobra, this you're doing? I don't know. And I don't like it. Coming soon. Cobra, I have a bad feeling about this. You know what? Me too. Oh boy. But anyways, but now, out of character-wise, I might start making the pay-per-view arena tonight, and it should be up by next week. Because the goal is to have the pay-per-view, well, is to do the pay-per-view after WrestleMania on Saturday and I believe Sunday. So, stay tuned for both Discord and Twitter, because I will be making an announcement of where that pay-per-view is going to be held, when it's going to happen, and maybe a few matches might get announced here and there. Who knows? But anyways, thanks for watching EWL Grid-Lock, and we will see you guys either like pretty much this Thursday for a new episode of No Limits. Or hell, even Onslaught. Depends on how I feel. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. See ya!